readers! Whew. I'm Miss Alvarado, and I'm a kindergarten teacher at Emerson Elementary. Whew. I was just working very hard around my house today, and I did ask for some help, but my friend didn't want to help me. This reminds me of a story that I want to read to you guys today. Here's our story for today. This is the story of the little red hen who lives with a very lazy cat, pig, and goose. When the hard-working hen decided to plant some grain of wheat, her friends were too lazy. They did not want to help her. So she had to do all of the work by herself. And today what we're going to do is we are going to make inferences about our story. Let's look at our objective for today. Let's look at the sentence that's going to tell us what we're going to learn today. Our objective. Our objective for today is I will make inferences. Let's read that again. I will make inferences. I will make inferences. But what does inferences mean? What does inferences mean, Miss Alvarado? Well, let me show you. Making inferences. When you make an inference, it's our best guess based on the information we read from the text. If you look here, when you make an inference, you use pictures or text clues and what you know to make the best guess about the book. So we have to make sure we look very carefully at the pictures and the words, and we take what we already know in our head to make a guess about what's going to happen in the story or how the character is feeling in the story. Let's practice. When you make an inference, you use clues to make a guess. If you look at this picture, you can see that the girl is crying. But why do you think she's crying? What happened to make her cry? And then if you look at this picture, this girl looks happy. But can you make an inference? Can you guess what she's thinking right now? What is this girl thinking here? And then if you look at this girl, she looks sleepy. But how do you know she looks sleepy? You have to make sure you look at what the characters are doing, how the characters feel, and what's around them. Let's make an inference with this picture. What do we know about this picture? If I look at her face, she looks sad. You see here? She looks sad. And her ice cream fell because I can see her ice cream on the floor. So that's what I know about this picture. What are the clues from the picture? If I look at her face again, I can see that she's crying. And I can see her ice cream on the floor, which means she cannot eat her ice cream anymore because nobody wants ice cream from the floor. So when we make an inference, we take what we know, just like in this picture here. We know she looks sad and that her ice cream fell on the floor. And then, what are the clues from the story or the picture? Well, the clue here is that she's crying and she cannot eat her ice cream anymore because it fell on the floor. So what kind of inference can you make? Well, I think she's sad and that her ice cream fell, and maybe she might get a new one. And then maybe she might feel happy. Now let's take a look at the front cover of our book. In the front cover, you can see the title, The Little Red Hen. I also put it over here so we could see it bigger. The Little Red Hen. Retold by Rosie McCormick. Retold means that Rosie McCormick is not the first author to write this story, but wrote it again in this book. And then we have the illustrator, who is Gail McIntosh. The illustrator is the person who drew these beautiful pictures. Now, when we're trying to make an inference, we can use the front cover picture and the title
to make an inference about what this book could be about. If we take a look at this front cover, right here, what do you think the little red hen is going to be doing in this picture? What do you think the little red hen is going to do next?
Now when we look at the front cover, we can make inferences. What inference can you make with what you see in the front cover? What is the character doing? What do you think the story is about? Before we get started with reading our story, I want to go over some important words today. Let's review what we learned last time. We learned about main events. And main events are what happens in the beginning, middle, and end of a story. You make sure you look at the characters, the setting, and the main events. Remember that the characters are right here, and we have the setting, and what happens in the beginning, the middle, and the end of the story. And this is going to help us to make an inference. It's going to help us use our words to make an inference. Here's the next important word. The next important word is fiction. The story that we're reading today is a fiction story. It's a made-up story with animals that are talking or wearing clothes. Again, fiction is a made-up story that is not real. And then here we have what character means. Character is a person, animal, or creature in a story. Remember, a character could be a person like you or me, an animal like a hen, maybe a sheep, a pig, a cat, or a creature like a ghost or an alien. I don't know if we'll see those kind of characters in this story. Then we have setting. Setting, when and where the story happens. So we have to make sure we look at the time. When is the story happening? Is it happening in the day or is it happening in the night? And where? Where are the characters? Where is the story happening? So this is something we need to look at and pay very close attention. That way we can make some good inferences. Here's this word. This word is guess. And guess means to give an answer based on little or no information, meaning you don't know what anything means or what's going to happen. It's a guess. And we also call it an inference. And that's what we're learning today. This word here is describe. To tell someone what something looks, smells, or sounds like. And today we're going to describe what's happening in the story. We're going to describe the characters, the setting, and our inferences. We're going to describe our guess, what we think is going to happen in the story, what we think the character is feeling. This is one of my favorite words. Help. To help someone to finish or do something. Remember earlier that I was saying that I was trying to do some work around my house and my friend did not want to help me? It took me a long time to finish, but you know what? I felt great after I finished. This is one of my favorite words. Help. To help someone to finish or do something. Do you remember? I said I was trying to do some work around my house and I asked my friend for help, but she did not help me. Honestly, it made me feel a little sad, but at the end when I finished, I felt so accomplished and I felt so good. I really wish my friend would have helped me so she could feel the same way. Here's another awesome word. Hard-working. To like to work hard at something or everything. When you work hard, you can accomplish so many things. You can get so many things done. Here's another word. This one's a funny word. Lazy. Not liking to work or do something helpful. Okay, now that we reviewed our important words, let's get started with our reading today. Yay! Here's our story for today. The title is The Little Red Hen. Retold by Rosie McCormick, illustrated by Gail McIntosh. Let's make an inference about the picture we see in the front cover. What is the little red hen doing? Use your sentence tense. I can infer that if I look at the front cover and I see the little red hen, I see that she has a bowl and a spoon and she's mixing something. It kind of looks like she's making some kind of food. Let's find out. There once was a little red hen who lived with her friends on a farm. She was not a lazy hen. She worked harder than all the other animals. The little red hen wanted to plant some grains of wheat. She asked for help, but her friends refused. So she planted the grains herself. In the summertime, the wonderful golden wheat was ready to be harvested. Once again, with no one to help her, the little red hen did all of the work. What do you think the pig, the cat, and the goose are doing right now? I don't see them in this picture, but what do you think they're doing? Say the sentence then. Even though it doesn't say, I think. Even though it doesn't say what the pig, the cat, and the goose are doing, I think they're just being lazy and laying down somewhere doing nothing. While the little red hen is over here working very, very hard. The little red hen had to grind the wheat into flour. As usual, her friends did not want to do any hard work. So the little red hen ground the flour herself. The little red hen used the flour to make bread dough. With no one to help her, she kneaded the dough all by herself. What do you think the little red hen is thinking right now? Say your sentence then. I think. The little red hen's friends had completely abandoned her, so she had baked the bread all by herself. When the smell of the freshly baked bread rose up into the air, the little red hen's friends appeared. They were willing to help eat the bread, but the little red hen ate it all by herself. She had done all the work. The end. So the story elements includes the characters and the setting. So what did we notice about the characters? Well, the cat, the pig, and the goose were lazy, and they did not want to help the hen. And then we have our other character, the hen, who is hardworking, and she asked for help. Now let's take a look at the setting. Where did the story happen? The story happened on a farm. Now, when did the story happen? If we take a look at these pictures, we can see that the sky looks bright. And when the sky is bright, that means that it's the daytime. So, the story happened during the day. Now let's look at the other parts of our story, the other story elements, which is the beginning, the middle, and the end. So what happened in the beginning? Well, the little red hen had asked for help, but her lazy friends did not want to help her. Now what happened in the middle? What happened in the beginning? Say the sentence stem in the beginning of the story and tell me what happened. In the beginning of the story, the little red hen asked for help, but her lazy friends did not want to help her. Now what happened in the middle? Say the sentence stem in the middle of the story and tell me what happened in the middle of the story. Well, in the middle of the story, the little red hen was working very, very hard all by herself, without any help from her friends. And then at the end, what happened? Say the sentence stem at the end of the story and tell me what happened. Well, at the end of the story, we can see that the little red hen had baked a nicely fresh bread, and the cat and the goose and the pig wanted some of her bread, but the little red hen said no, because she had worked on it all by herself. So now, let's make an inference about this picture here, about this story. What do we know about the story? Now, let's make some inferences. So what do we know about the story? Well, we know that the little red hen is hardworking and her friends are lazy. And then the clues are that they all want some of her bread, but they did not help make it. So what do you think is going to happen next time? I can infer that probably, I think that next time, maybe her friends might want to help her. Maybe they're not going to be so lazy, and they might want to help her make the bread. That way, they can all share it. Here's the whole homework for pre-K. Complete the sentence stem and draw a picture of what your inference is the next time that the little red hen is baking bread. What do you think the pig, cat, and goose will do the next time the little red hen asks for help to bake the bread? Take a look at what happened this time, and then draw a picture and complete the sentence stem. Next time I can infer that, and draw a picture, like in this box here, about what you think the little red hen's friends are going to do the next time that the little red hen asks for help. Homework for kindergarten. The cat, pig, and goose did not want to help the little red hen make this delicious bread. The little red hen has finally finished making her bread. What do you think the characters are thinking about in this picture? Use the thought bubbles to write about what you think the characters are thinking. Here, write about the little red hen thinks, and write about what you think she's thinking. Here, write about what the cat is thinking, the cat thinks. And here, write about what the pig is thinking, the pig thinks. And then here, write about what the goose is thinking. The goose thinks, and tell me what you think they're all thinking. What inference can you make? Alright friends, thank you for reading and learning with me today. I'm so happy you're here with me. And remember, the next time somebody asks for help, what are you going to do? Do you think my friend is going to help me clean my house next time? We'll see. I'll see you soon, my friends. Bye!